You mentioned you play mini golf, but not very good at mini golf. You get a bit frustrated with it.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, tell me what your understanding of big golf is.
You swing it like this. I'm pretty good at me golf.
Oh, okay, on the Wii.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty good at that.
Excellent. And you play lacrosse?
I used to. I quit now.
Not so much now. And volleyball you're playing?
Yeah.
And what other sports you playing?
I dance like all year round.
Cool. What kind of dancing?
I'm a competitive dancer, so I go to competitions and stuff like all around the seacoast.
But what style of dancing do you do?
Like all of them besides tap.
Oh, okay. Amazing. My daughter did a dance degree.
Oh.
So yeah, and she became a dance teacher till she had a baby, and she now teaches at school. But she loves dance. So we used to watch Dance Mums on TV. Very interesting program. What's your favourite style of dance?
Probably contemporary.
Okay, excellent. I like that because certainly in the golf swing, people have a perception often of how they should swing a golf club, but I actually see that the golf swing is very much like a dance move. Not that I'm very good at dancing, and I shall not be doing any demonstrating, but if we certainly think of it as rhythm and timing and tempo, you're moving to the music as opposed to necessarily doing particular movements. That's quite a cool way to think of golf. So I want you to think of that rhythm. And do you play any musical instruments?
I used to play the flute, and I used to play the piano.
Cool, excellent. So the musicality in you through dance and...
I'm better at the piano than the flute because I played the piano in a class this year, and I used to play it like a couple years ago. I had lessons, and I played the flute like a while ago, like 5 years ago.
Do you think you'll come back to it?
I don't know. I don't know where my flute is, so...
It's quite difficult though, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like you have to blow into it in like a certain direction or it like doesn't work.
Yeah, tricky. Cool, anyway, back to golf. Big golf, you've got to swing it like that. And what's the essence of the game? What do you know about the game?
I know there's pars.
Yeah.
Like par 3, like, and that's the average for that hole. And if you don't get the par, there's like eagles and birdies, and then there's boogies.
Bogeys, yes.
Bogeys.
Excellent. And double bogeys and triple bogeys. Okay, cool. And when you say the par's the average, what average for who?
It's like the expected one for that hole. Like,
okay.
And if you get one under the par, it's a birdie. If you get two under the par, it's an eagle. If you get one over the par, it's a boogie. If you get two over the par, it's a double bogey, and then there's a triple bogey.
Amazing, excellent. So par's good, bogey's bad.
Yes.
Birdie's good,
Yes.
even better.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And when you played mini golf, what did you get frustrated with?
I was just really bad at it. I didn't know how to do it, so I was just got mad at myself because I didn't know how to do it.
Okay, cool. Right, well, we might come back to that at some point during today. But what I wanted to do for you today is I wanted to give you an experience of playing golf. Okay, so I'm going to take you straight out on the golf course. And we're going to talk about pars, and we're going to talk about bogeys and birdies, and hopefully you'll get an experience of all of those. So, is there anything else that, like, health-wise, that you're good, you've got no injuries, you've got no...
Yeah, I'm fine.
No hay fever suffering or...
No.
No, okay, good stuff like that. Right, so what we're going to do is... Have you got any questions for me?
No.
No? Okay. But we're going to start on the par 3 course and get you playing golf straight away. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Awesome, let's do that then. Whilst we're wandering over, do you know what these are called, and do you know what the differences are between them?
I know that there's a club and there's a driver, I think.
Okay, so of these 4, which would you say is the driver? Is most likely to be the driver. You hold them actually, you hold them, and then you can... Is it okay to wander and chat at the same time? Come on, we'll go this way.
Looks like it would be called a club.
Okay, so they're all golf clubs, so essentially they'd all be called a club. So they're all clubs that are used in the game of golf. But the driver is definitely a club that lots of people like using. Do you know what the driver does? And do you know which one might be the driver?
Are these the drivers?
No,
Is this one the driver?
this one's the driver. So this is the one we'd use to drive and tee off from. It's our first shot. So this is the one that goes
Really far.
really far if you get good.
And then this one's the putting one.
That is the putting one, perfect. So when do we use that one?
when you're putting on this green, like this short green grass.
Yeah.
Because that's where the hole is closest to.
Yeah. And are you allowed to use a putter in here?
No, I mean, unless you're chipping, right?
Ah, interesting. So if my ball is, if I'm here, or here, or here, am I allowed to use a putter for all of those?
I feel like you're only allowed to use a putter for that one.
Yeah. So and that's a lot of people think that you can use a putter wherever you want to on the golf course.
So I could like chip from here and like.
You could putt it from there. Yeah. Do you want to go?
Okay.
I'll take these 3 from you.
This one.
So you can use this. So if we're going to this hole here, you're left-handed.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to stand you the other side for today, though. Okay, which isn't a problem in golf because you're going to use both hands anyway.
Okay. Like that.
That's it. However you feel appropriate. Good use of that ball. But that was very good. Okay, I'm going to tap that one in. Good job. And so you did it in how many?
2.
2, perfect. And what about this one here? Have a go from this one here. How many?
This is why I get mad at mini golf.
How many was that one?
That was like 6.
Okay, good job. Right, now this one here. How many was that one?
3.
3. Fabulous. So, you used a putter in all of those examples.
Yeah.
Yeah. And although we got a little bit stuck around here sometimes,
Yeah.
the first shot here, putt was okay?
Yeah.
All right, now that's one of the biggest mistakes most golfers make when they start is they think they're not allowed to use the putter off the putting green. But actually it's going to become one of our most powerful tools, one of our best clubs to use, okay, to get us going. So we've got putter, driver, and these are part of a family called irons. Okay. You heard of that before?
Yes.
So you've got like irons, and irons have got numbers or letters on the bottom. So can you see that's got an 8?
Yes.
And that's got an S.
Yes.
So do you know what the numbers and the letters mean?
No.
No. Okay. So if I had a full set, I'd have a 4 iron, a 5 iron, a 6 iron, a 7 iron, an 8 iron, and a 9 iron. And the difference in the numbers is the difference in the length and the loft on the golf club. So if you just look at these two here, you can see this one's longer, this one's shorter, and can you see this one's pointing more to the sky, and this one's more forwards. So you can see the loft on those, the angle of the club face.
Yeah.
So this one's pointing more up to the sky, that one's pointing more forward. So when you put those two things together, the length and the loft, it means that the ball will go different heights and different distances. So then when you get really into golf and you've got access to a set of clubs, then you can choose which club goes the right distance for the right shot. But you've not had that to worry about that too much with your mini golf, have you?
No. I just choose the purple ones when I'm mini golfing.
Yeah. But what I do want to do for you today is I want to see if you can get to start to understand choosing the right club in, not the right club's probably the wrong word, choosing a club for a scenario based on the goal that you want to achieve.
Okay.
And the goal is, what in golf?
To hit it in the hole.
Hit it in the hole, good. Who's the winner at golf?
The person that hits it in the hole with the least.
The least, perfect. So does that matter if it's done in par or not?
No, unless it's only if it's the least.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? So if it's a par 3 and somebody does it in 5 and somebody else does it in 7, who's the winner?
The person that does it in 5.
Yeah, perfect. Right, so this is called this is called the green, perfect. And this bit here, have you heard of any other golfing terminology for parts of the golf course?
No.
Okay.
Well, I have, but I can't think of it.
Can't
right
think
now.
of it, that's okay. So this
That's
is,
okay.
we might call a fairway. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, I have.
And then the longer grass is the rough.
Do those things start with a B?
Yes, they do. They're
Okay.
called, go on.
I don't know.
bunkers.
Bunkers.
Bunkers, so yeah, or the sandpit. But we can call them whatever we want to right now. Okay, so where we're going to start you with, we've kind of started already really, because we did that little bit of putting. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to start from, so the start of the hole is up there for us, which we might end up on later. Do you know what the start of a hole's called?
No.
It's called a tee. So we might get back there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start a quarter of the way. So we're going to start from here. Okay, I'm going to give you a putter and I'm going to give you 4 shots to get the ball into the hole from here.
Okay.
Okay, there's one. Now if you had another go at that, what would you do different?
I would hit it less.
Would you hit it less? Okay, cool.
No.
Oh, good job. Yes. How many was that?
6. Oh no, 5.
You are very good at counting.
5.
It's a tricky part of golf. A lot of people get stuck on the counting bit. Right, now what we're going to do is going to set you a little challenge. If you can do it in 4 or better, we're going to move further back.
Okay.
So we're starting off at a quarter of the hole, and if you get it in 4 or better, we're going to move back to half of the hole. And if you do that in 4 or better, we're going to move back to 3/4 of the hole. And if you do that 4 or better, we're going to do it, get right the way back to the hole, okay? So I'm going to give you a putt, I'm going to give you a sand wedge, and I'm going to give you an 8-iron, okay? And we're just going to see which one you feel is going to give you the best chance of getting that first shot onto the green.
Okay.
So if you've got 4 shots, that's like our par.
Yeah.
I want you to think of it as if you've got 2 shots to get onto the green and 2 putts to get into the hole.
Okay.
Okay? So let's have a go with the putter first. Hold it there before you run off. So has that shot there given you a good chance of getting on the green in 2, do you think?
Yeah.
Would you want another go? But if you have another go, you have to play this ball, or do you think that's done a good job for you?
I want another go.
Okay, you want another go.
Oh no. Actually, that one went farther than the other one.
That's worked out. Oh!
Whoa.
Does that count as a hole in one?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I just put it right here?
Yeah, we're just going to put it there.
Okay.
We'll put it there so it's nice and safe. Right, so how many shots to get onto the green?
2.
2. So I think we've done a great job on that first one, haven't we?
Yes.
Oh, not quite. Not quite.
That means I have to go close to the hole. Oh no, that was too far. No.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Right, let's pick that one up. So we know we can't.
I'm the worst at putting.
No, that's okay. So that's a really interesting thing. So what I want you to think about is in golf, there's lots of different skills that you've got to be good at. Okay? So it's not like if you're playing a team game and you're a defender, you've just got to be good at defending, or you're an attacker, you've just got to be good at attacking and scoring goals. Like in golf, you've got to do all of it. So what I want you to think about is which bits, at the moment we've got 2 bits. We've got getting it onto the green,
Yes.
and we've got getting it into the hole.
Yes.
Which bit do we think we need to work on most?
Getting it into the hole.
Getting it into the hole, isn't it? So that is where we're going to focus a bit of our attention. Which one do you want to have a go at? Go on,
Okay.
you hold them and feel them and you can tell me which one.
I want to hit the 5.
You want to use
I mean the S.
The S, okay, perfect.
Whoa.
Cool. What happened to that ball?
It
It bounced in the air, didn't it? Is that what we wanted it to do?
No. Oh my god, that one also.
Watch this. So I'm going to have a go for you. All right, so I'm going to just show you this. So when I'm making the swing, so I do want it to bounce up in the air. So that's what this loft is for. Okay, so when I hit the ball, it's going to deflect in the air, and hopefully that means I can land it over this rough stuff and then it will finish onto the green somewhere. So you're going to watch. You can see it bounces up and rolls. Okay, so that bouncing up in the air is a really good thing.
Okay.
But On the putting, which bit do you think's is the biggest challenge for you? Is it the distance or the direction?
Both.
Both. Okay, but which one is? If we can't work on both, which one do you think is the priority?
Let me see.
Yeah, good. Okay, let's let you see.
Whoa, that was close.
So which one of those, distance or direction?
Distance.
Distance. Okay, so that's only one attempt. So let's have another go.
That was direction.
Interesting, is it? So you directionally missed it that wide, and it's gone that far past. So which one? Distance. Distance again. That one?
Distance.
Yeah. That one we might say direction. So interestingly, direction becomes a biggest factor when you're probably this very, very close to the hole. Other than that, it's about trying to get some distance control. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little practice. I'm going to do 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. Okay, and what I want you to do is try and putt the ball just as close as you can to each of the holes. To each of the holes, each of the hole. Very good. Now, even though that went in, Audrey, what would you think of the speed? So the distance, was it still a good distance?
It was a little fast.
Okay, so too long is going to be if the ball was to go past this stick. Okay? So a little fast?
Yes.
Oh, now
Too slow.
a little short. How was that last one?
I don't know how far it would have gone. I think it would have gone to like here.
Yep.
It didn't bump into the ball, so it's still too short.
Okay, now if I put the same distance, we're going to do this on this side. So a good part, so too long is if it goes past here, too short is if it comes short of here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my goodness.
Next one. How were those?
That one was the best one, but it was going to go too far.
Yeah.
And then that one was the best one lengthwise, but
Yeah.
it was not direction good.
Okay, but we're only working on distance at the moment.
Yes.
Okay, so don't worry too much about the direction at the moment. That was superb. Really well done. Right, we're going to go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now hold it there a second. In lacrosse, when you played lacrosse or even volleyball or even other sports, how do you know how hard to throw it? Or how do you know how hard to pump it up?
Well, you don't really, in volleyball, you kind of know because you don't like go like this. You just like kind of go like that. Like you just hold it, and it depends how fast the ball's coming at you.
Yeah.
But then lacrosse is like the amount of like pressure you put into it. Like if I want like how far you do it. Like if I want to go really far, I'll go like that. But if I don't want to go really far, I'll go like that.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, let's pick that ball up and throw it to me. Good throw. I won't throw it back, just in case. Okay, throw it to me again. Ah, how did you know to throw it that much more?
I don't know.
I don't know, weird, eh? Right, it's because I think you've got this ability. So if I was to go, right, ready?
Oh, too far.
That's okay. What will we need to notice to get better at it?
To practice it?
Yeah, what will we need to, so if you throw again. Good. First one was a little bit long, wasn't it? That one was a little bit short. Oh, that was what? Good? That was good. Distance. Just my catching was a bit off. If I had access to both hands, I would have probably caught that. But well done. One more go. Very good. Excellent. Now, can you think, what were you paying attention to? So when you were throwing it to me, what were you paying attention to?
How hard I was throwing it.
In relation to what?
And to where you were.
To where I was. Perfect. So you started to pay a little bit more attention to me So, oh, Mark's not just getting further away, I'll just throw it really hard. Oh, Mark's that much further away, I need to throw it that, oh no, that was a bit short, so I need to throw it that much further, right? So this is going to be the same thing. I want you to pay more attention to this space here, and I want you to think about what speed do you need the ball to be travelling at in order for it to finish in that space. And just like you learnt from here, I want you to think about what adjustments you might need to make. Right, so that was too what?
Too fast.
Too fast. Okay, now how about this? Have a go without the ball and see if you can use your imagination. Go on, now stand next to the ball. That's it. Use your imagination to see if you can imagine what speed you would need to get the ball close to the hole. Because we're not under any time pressure in golf, we've got the opportunity to do this, Audrey. Whereas if you're doing lacrosse, you haven't got time to think too much about how hard you want to throw it. Wow, very good.
Yay.
So, Audrey, how was that speed?
That was really good.
And this is really important, right? Because if it can go in, but travel too fast, or it can go in at a really good speed. And you need to know if you want to get really good at the game, and I'm going to make an assumption that you want to get good at the game, right? So if you want to get really good at the game, you've got to pick up on the difference between those two. Yeah? It's not just, oh, Mark caught it, Mark didn't catch it. Oh, it was, I threw it a bit too soft, I need to throw it a bit harder. I threw it too hard, I need to throw it a bit softer. There's the right amount. And very quickly you learnt that. Last one.
Wait, I'm in practice.
Yeah, good.
Too fast.
Too fast. Now, brilliant. So you can recognise it's too fast. Now, if you can start thinking about how much too fast and what adjustment would you need, you'll get to learn that quicker. Right, now I'm going to ask you to do a really interesting thing now. Where we're going to go. This time, I want you to do it, but I want you to do it looking at the hole. So I want you to spend more time looking at the hole. So do your practice swings and see if you can feel. And what I want you to do here, as you're looking at the hole, look at the hole. Not allowed to look at the, that's it, looking at the hole. Now do one that's going to be too big. No peeking down, looking at the hole all the time. Now do one that's going to be too soft. Now do one that's going to be just right. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too hard.
Okay. And again. So I want you to look at the hole. I want you to do one that's too big. Try not to look down, look at the hole. Do one that's too little. And do one that's just about right. Now, did that feel like the one that you practiced that was just too right, that was just about right?
No.
What did it feel like?
It felt harder than it.
It felt harder, and that's part of the challenge. Can I borrow this club a second? Now, I want you to have a go at this. So watch me, watch my eyes. Come and stand in front of me here. So, see, I'm just staring at the hole. That's going to go too big. See, I'm staring at the hole, not looking down. That's going to go too little. Staring at the hole, I've not changed, and this one I think is going to be about right. And once I feel like I've got that one that's about right, I'm going to come back. I can now look down to aim the putter, but I'm just going to look at the hole and then see if I can feel the same stroke. Okay? Go on, you have a go on that one. So keep the eyes nice and quiet. Look at the hole. Look at the hole, that's it. Does that feel too big?
It feels too little.
Too little, okay, excellent. Can you do it a little bit more then? See if you can build it up from being too little then. From being too little, see if you can build it up to where you feel is about right.
Like that.
Okay, perfect. And then step over it and see if you can recreate that feeling. So first of all, did you feel like you recreated the feeling?
Yeah, but it must have been too big when I found the middle.
Yeah, when you found the middle. Right, cool. Now, let's go back So we're going to see if we can bring that back into our play. So we're going to go back to our starting point. Any questions so far?
No.
Does anything feel different at the moment?
A little bit.
What feels a bit different?
I feel like the mini golf, I just swing to swing.
You just what?
I just swing to swing.
You just swing to swing.
Like, I don't really pay attention. I just like into the hole.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you feel you're paying more attention now to something.
I feel like I like practice the like where I have to put it, like direction, but not.
Awesome. Right. You want to go with this one again? You can do too big and too little, and then just the right amount. Or you can do too little and build up to the right amount. It's your choice.
That was it was pretty good distance, but it wasn't very good direction.
That's okay. Very good distance. It's the same again, but it's a different distance now, isn't it?
Too far.
Oh, no. That's a habit I've got, sorry.
Oh no.
So distance or direction?
Distance.
Distance again, isn't it? Okay, cool. Right, let's pick that one up. This man's just about to play down because we're kind of in his way. So what, is there a pattern in the distances? Do you think that...
I hit them too hard.
Too hard?
But then after I realized I hit them too hard, then I hit them too short.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that? Why that might be? Do you just like whacking things?
I don't know. I feel like it seems like, especially on the green, because the green's so thin, I feel like it's going to be thicker.
Right.
So I feel like I have to hit it harder, and it moves so slowly.
Okay. So you feel like because of the length of the grass, it's going to be a lot slower, so you've got to give it... How do you think you control, when you're thinking about the putter?
I think I just need to like swing less. Like I think I've been, like when I look at it, it doesn't look like a swing, and I think I should like learn from my mistakes.
Is that something you feel like you're not doing at the moment then?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happens when you get stuck in the bunker? Do you have to go backwards and then hit it over the bunker?
Well, if you're skilled enough, then you learn how to play out of the bunker onto the green, and many pros actually would prefer to be in the bunker than on the grass. Especially the way some of the courses are set up, the grass is really thick. Right, so we're going to go back to this exercise here, one, because this is definitely the space, isn't it, where we can make some improvements. So if we want to achieve that target of getting back further, if we can do these balls in 2 putts or better, then we're well on our way, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we've got this far past, okay? So it's only too long if it's past that, and it's only too short if it's short of this. Okay, so let's think, you wanted to focus on the length of your stroke. So has that done a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, pop that in the hole then. And then we can go back to, so this is going to be a longer stroke or a shorter stroke?
A little bit longer.
Okay, yeah, just a little bit longer, isn't it? Good, pop that one in.
Too long.
Okay, does that feel like this was too long? Okay, so have a go on the next one. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Too long as well. But did you make a difference? Was there a difference on the length? You did. That was definitely shorter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Had that not been in the way, it would only have been here, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Where were you hitting it before?
Over there.
Way over there. So very much an improvement. Excellent. And again, that's one of the skills of golf, is being able to learn how to judge that distance. Now, one of the tricks is when you're playing a golf course, the greens should all be fairly consistent. So what you do on that green for a certain distance might be quite similar to what you do on this green, which might be quite similar to what you do on this green. So the same distance putt might need a similar stroke. What might change that?
If the green is on a slight hill or something.
Yeah, perfect. Brilliant. You've definitely got all the, you've got the awareness. You could be really good at this. Okay, so we're going to go one. So is there anything obvious on this one that would suggest it's going to be different?
It doesn't look too much on a hill.
No, it doesn't, does it? So I wouldn't expect it to be too much different. How was that speed?
That's pretty good.
Good. So it went in, but it was pretty good speed. Very good speed. It was in. Very good. How was that speed?
Good.
How's that speed?
Really good.
Excellent. How's that speed?
Pretty good, but almost not good.
But yeah, but it's good though, right? It's good.
A little far.
A little far, yeah. And what does this one need to do? This one, so you're going to have a go at that one. What's good speed from there? Where does it need to finish in between?
Those two?
Those two, yeah, perfect. There we go. Oh, and it happened to go in. It's amazing when you get good at speed control, how many accidentally go in. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. How's that speed?
Good.
Good. Are you making so? I keep asking the question. I want you to make sure you keep telling yourself how good that speed is when it's good. How's that speed?
Good.
Right, good. Tap it in. How's that speed?
Good.
How's that speed?
Good.
How do you know?
Because it's over this line.
Excellent.
I feel like accidentally when I do it, I go like I hit the grass.
Yeah, I've noticed that. So when you miss it, sometimes you accidentally hit the grass.
Yeah.
We'll cover that in a moment, because that's a really good point. Speed control. How was the speed control?
A little short.
It was a little short, wasn't it? But we did start further away.
Yeah.
What's the important thing about this one?
That I don't go too far.
That we get it closer to the hole, right? So imagine those boundaries. There we go. Oh, and it accidentally went in. Well done. Excellent. Right, let me just show you this. When you're putting, sometimes when you putt, the putter works a little bit like this.
Yeah.
And when it works like this, you can accidentally hit the ground. So sometimes it's easier just to let the putter work a little bit like this. Okay, instead of like this. And that might also make it a bit easier to control the speed. But let's go test our putting after we've played our chip shot. So we're going to go this way. That was brilliant though, that last demonstration, wasn't it? Those last few demonstrations. But now, what have you got to do now though?
I got to chip it.
Got to chip it now, haven't we? So if we're learning from that one, what do we need to do different?
I need to make it go up and I need to swing a little harder.
Go harder, yeah, that's the big one.
Oopsies. I want to hit the wrong part of the thingy.
Yep, good note. That one went up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one of those do we want to play?
A little far.
So go sit, 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 sit. If you go sit, 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 you sound like a golfer then as well.
Sit.
Sit, 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 sit. Oh. Right. So you can choose which club do you want to use from here.
I want to use the putter.
Okay, we're going to use the putter.
Too far again.
Yep. But now, so we're on the green now though, aren't we? We weren't on the green, but now we're on the green. How many putts? So we reset. How many putts to get in the hole?
1.
Well, no. So whenever we're on the green, so it doesn't matter how many shots it's taken, we can't force this as a 1 putt, right? So ideally for us to get the 4, we're going to do it in 1. But whenever we step onto the green, we're going to reset the 2. Okay? So if you do it in 2, you've done good putting.
A little harder.
Hold it there. Let's go back. So if I gave you this, if we had another go at this, what could you do you think, that would give you a better chance of getting that close?
Hit it a little harder.
Yeah, and let's go beyond that. Let's think about setting the scene. And what I mean by setting the scene is, does it help if I put that club there and then put that club there and say to you, can you get it in that space?
Yeah.
Does that help focus your attention?
Yeah. A little far.
A little far. So what's going to happen different on this one?
We're going to hit it later
How are we going to do that?
by not swinging as hard.
Okay, so think about the clubs. Good job. How many did we do it in?
I think that was 6 or 7.
6 you did it in, yeah. So 3 to get on the green, 3 putts to get in the hole. How was the putting? So the putting and the distance control in particular was what we was focused on.
Yes.
How was that?
Not the best.
Okay, so what could be better?
I need to focus on if I hit it too hard, then I try and hit it lighter, but I don't try and get it in this area. I just try and hit it lighter than I did the last time. So I just hit it lighter and it doesn't go where I want it to.
Yeah, that's brilliant, brilliant assessment. And it's up to you then how much, how good you want to get at golf as to, how much you want to go through the effort of doing that. But absolutely brilliant, because when you do that, the putting's much, much better. Okay, right, let's go back. This time I'm going to get you to use a different club. So the 8-iron, based on what we talked about coming over, the sand wedge chips the ball up in the air, doesn't it? What would the 8-iron? Would the 8-iron go higher or lower?
Lower.
Go lower, yeah. And would that be helpful, do you think, to get us onto the green in 1?
Yeah.
Should we go and explore that? But when you're on the putting green, most people will use a putter just because it's the easiest club to use. So can we engage with the target, the distance?
A lot of far.
How's that one?
Still a little far, but I'm on the green, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And now can we do this one in 2 putts or better? How's that one?
Pretty good.
Oh, that sometimes happens in golf. How were those speeds? So once you got here, how were those speeds?
Pretty good.
They were pretty good, weren't they? Yeah. And do you feel like you've got more idea of what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than just hitting the ball at the hole, hoping it goes somewhere close. So anytime you get closer to the hole, it's a good shot. Okay? Right, we're going to play onto the next hole. But this time, I want to see if you can you get a whack.
Okay.
All right? All right. So what I'm going to get you to do here is, just because we've not done any big swings yet, I want you to hold the golf club in front of you, however you want to, and I just want you to get swinging around your body. Excellent stuff. Now, remember I said it was like a dance move earlier?
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to use your feet. So you're going to go backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And I also want you to think of the rhythm of the swing. Okay? Excellent. Now, when you make the swing, can you make the club whoosh? Oh, very good. Very good.
I missed the ball.
You feel like you're going to miss the ball?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you might very well miss the ball, but that's part of learning. But what I want you to do is make the whoosh for me, all right? So you're going to step up first without the ball, and you've got to make a big whoosh. That way, that's it. So you're going to swing back and whoosh. Good, excellent. Back and whoosh. Good. Excellent. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, did you whoosh?
No.
No. So here's the thing, right? You might slow down to try and hit this golf ball, all right? Or make sure you try and get contact. I'm not worried about whether you make contact or don't make contact. I am interested in do you whoosh it, okay? So you're going to swing back and whoosh. Go and show me without the ball. Swing back, whoosh. Go and whoosh the golf club. Good. Which side do I want the whoosh on? This side or this side? It's got to be this side, yeah, because that's the target side. So you can swing back, whoosh, good. And use your feet like it's a dance move. Back and through, back and through. Good, good swing, well done. We're going to have another go. Good job. Can you whoosh it louder?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you for more whoosh. Come on, give me some whoosh. You strike me as a pretty powerful athlete. I want you to, I know it's the wrong way, but fling that lacrosse ball right across the pitch. Good, and again.
It's easier to whoosh with a lacrosse stick.
You can do a whoosh with a lacrosse stick?
Yes.
Okay.
But you go like, I just go.
Well, yeah, I kind of like that rotation. Get that rotation in there. Gonna go big whoosh. Go on, you got more than that in you. You're trying too hard to go on. Whoosh. Let the ball get in the way. Good. Oh! 4.
Sorry. Sorry.
That'd be a good one for the camera though. That was a much better whoosh. That's what we're expecting to see. So when we do make contact, it's gonna go, okay? Right, so we're going to do a few swings first. Swing back and through. Good, that's exactly the whoosh we need. Yes, perfect. Audrey, what did you say?
I said that was a good one.
That was a good one. Go on, big whoosh.
Lower my stick a little bit.
Yep.
How do you balance it on there? Woo.
Very good.
That was my best one yet.
Yeah, look at it. And can you see how far it goes? And hopefully this shot gets us in that space where we've been doing our chipping that you mentioned earlier. And then we chip it onto the green. And then we take our 2 putts and we get our 4. Fabulous. Go on, have one more go because we like the whooshing, don't we?
Yeah, that's my favourite part.
Got to whoosh it loud though. Whoosh it loud. On full commitment. Good. You know, I say you know, as though I know. I don't know. But I had a conversation with another player who is a musician, and they said that you can play music really loudly, and it's got a word, I can't remember what it is, or you can play it really slowly. So you can imagine quietly. So if you imagine the flute, I can imagine you can play it really quite loudly, and then you can play it really quite softly and quietly. So think of that in your golf. So this swing here, you got permission to be as loud as you want to be. We want you to be big. Yeah?
Okay.
That's it. Get them shoulders back. Get some whooshing and speed. Yes, that's exactly what we want. And then we can get that bit of distance on it. Okay? Now you'll learn when you play the music, did you always push the right notes at the right time or did you get it wrong? Got it wrong, right?
Yeah.
And when you're learning dance, you always get the right moves in the first go?
No.
No, you learn it as you go, don't you? And it becomes, and golf's no different. But if you learn the music really slowly all the time, it won't sound right, will it?
No.
You might push all the right notes, but you won't necessarily get it won't sound the right tune.
Yeah.
So you have to do it at a certain rhythm. So golf's exactly the same. So we can go from being really loud on the tee to being really quiet around the greens to then putting it into the hole. Okay? Right, which one of those do you want to play?
I want to play that one.
Okay, let's go play that one. So on this one here, Audrey, which club do you want to use?
I want to use the 8-1.
The 8-1 again?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Loud or quiet?
Loud.
This one loud?
Quiet.
Quiet. You could do loud, but what might happen if you do loud?
I'll go too far.
It's going to go too far, isn't it?
Yeah. Oopsies.
How's that one?
It didn't go on the green, but
You got closer to the green, didn't it?
got close.
Yeah. And what club do you want to use from here?
Can I use the putting one?
You can indeed. Oh, hello.
That was a good one.
Now you got to go on, go on, go on. And now how many putts to get into the hole?
2. I think we can do it in 2.
Yep. So how many did you play that hole in?
I think it was 5.
5, yeah. Really good for your first time on a golf course. That was really good. Which bit did you enjoy most?
The swinging.
So you got
at the top.
the big shots at the top, and then you've got this there, the chip in, and then the putting. So they're getting onto the green with the chip in around the green, and then the putting. Which bit do you think is going to help you score the lowest, get you lower more often? Is it the big shots, the little shots, or the putting?
The putting.
The putting, definitely. I think the putting, if we get better at that, then that'll help us score lower as well.
Also the chipping.
And then the chipping,
Yeah.
you think your bigger shots are the kind of the better ones? Yeah, definitely. Excellent. Right, so I would say we're going to be pretty much wrapped up there for this session. What I'd then like to do is, if we were going to put a little plan in place, that's exactly the next few lessons would be about giving you we'd focus on putting first, so we get your performance better on putting, but we would do mostly putting for that session. And then we would do a combination of big shots and little shots, and then we would come back out on the golf course. But in the meantime, I would want you to come out and practice and just do the 3/4 shots, and then move back as you do it in 4 or better. Okay, so you can practice big shots if you want to, but it's getting it in the hole. That's the essence of the game. So they're the bits that we need to work on most. Okay?
Okay.
Good job. Well done. What would be your biggest takeaways? We'll make our way back down now.
The distance, and that you need to focus on not like how far away, or you have to focus more on how far away the hole is and how what area you want to get it in, instead of like oh, the hole's far away, I'm gonna hit it hard. Like, how far away is it exactly?
Yeah.
To make it easier.
Yeah. So tuning in a little bit more to exactly where that hole is, and yeah, good job, as opposed to just hitting it hard at the hole or somewhere towards the hole and hoping it finishes close.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that right there is golf, young lady. Just getting it closer to the hole each time. Well done.
So, Mark, from your standpoint, what did you like? How was your approach, and then what adjustments were made once you started seeing things?
What adjustments were made on my part?
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that if we wanted to achieve the 4, putting was the key area. So then we spent a bit more time working on the putting green, doing that little 4-ball drill, 4-ball exercise, where we're 1 step away, 2 steps away, 3 steps away, and 4 steps away. and just see if we can start to tune into getting the ball in the hole in that space there. And that's where I'd like to do a bit more work, but it would be more off the golf course than on the golf course. I'd had a little battle with myself in a sense of, do I get more involved in doing that out there? But I wanted to give a wider experience of playing the game, and I felt that would be a better, because I had a feeling we might, watching you do your chipping and putting, I had a feeling we might like the big shots.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure we had a couple of goes at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we finished off on that one, right? Because that was a good 5 on the last hole. But you finished it off with some really good putting. The lesson would have changed depending on how those first 10, 15 minutes were. So I could have ended up spending more time off the green than on the green. And we could have gone back very quickly. We might not have gone back as quick as we did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know, for a beginning golfer, how do you know what to target into to give them some sense of success, but also, you know, so what are the areas that you would focus on?
So we'll come and sit down over here. It's the essence of the game, and understanding that, what does good look like? I put the 2 clubs down, behind the hole and in front of the hole when we were doing the putting.
Yeah.
And I kind of said that it's only too long if it goes past the back flag, or it's too short if it goes, because you were referencing, so Audrey was referencing the hole as it's gone too far because it's gone past the hole. So from the distances we were putting, I made the decision that beyond that's too far short, and that beyond that's too far past. If we did that from the tee, would I put the clubs in the same place, do you think?
No.
What would happen to those clubs?
They would have more of a wider target, because there wasn't it wasn't that big when we were putting, and it's a lot, like we have a farther distance to swing when we're like up at the top.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I'd really like to get into, is understanding what good looks like. So what does good look like from this distance? What does good look like from that distance? So it starts to frame and shape the task, as opposed to, I think, what Audrey, you was trying to get it in all the time, weren't you? And so it's like, get it in, so you keep whacking it at the hole, and hopefully it will eventually go in. And then you started to notice that you were hitting it too far, so as you mentioned, you were then hitting it too soft, as opposed to focusing on what you did mention during the lesson, which I thought was really cool. The idea of, instead of just hitting it softer, trying to tune into the space around the hole. That's what I want to put it into. So getting better at understanding what good looks like for each individual shot in the context of, what am I trying to score? So on the first, when you hit that first tee shot, that first big shot, and we chose that shot, that shot done its job, didn't it? So it gave us a chance to get on the green with the next shot. And we were starting to, Audrey really picked up on that nicely. And so that's what excites me most, is that your awareness of the task and your awareness of what you were doing in the game was really good. And with a bit more practice, I think you'd pick up the skills very quickly. So that was the thing for me, is like trying to get the essence of the game, because I think we have this perception of this is what golf is or should be, and I think that's the bit that shifts that I want to work towards.
Audrey, what were the most frustrating parts?
The putting.
Yeah, what about?
I was just like, it's so you have to be so precise when you're putting, or I thought you had to be like really precise and just get into the hole, but it was like, after I realized that it's just like the area near the hole that you have to get into, because then it's easy from there. It's like, it just makes it a lot easier.
And what part did you feel the most success in?
I feel like at the end, I felt like I improved the most in putting, but I think I'm best at the long shots because I just like those better.
Yeah.
Right, so this is one of my favourite things to help with. So I can, if I'm putting from here, what's my goal? What am I trying to do?
To get it in the hole.
Get in the hole. And if it doesn't go in the hole, what should be my secondary goal?
Go near the hole.
Go near the hole, so that what happens for my next shot is dead easy to get in, okay? So, which is more important for that, speed or distance control or direction?
Distance control.
Distance control, excellent. Right, so I've got my little ramp here. what I want you to do is I want you to put the ball somewhere on the ramp where you think it's the right speed or a good speed to give it a chance of going in, and if it doesn't go in, it's the right speed for it to make the next one easier. So do you think that was good?
Yeah, well, it could have been a little slower.
Okay, a little slower. Happy with that one?
Yeah.
Okay, have another go. So it didn't go in, but it was a good speed, yeah? And again, can you remember which one you're on? Good job. Now I want you to pay attention to the speed of the ball as it approaches the hole. And because we're on a ramp, it's doing the same speed every time. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So when we're putting, we're trying to replicate that speed. Okay? So what I want you to do is you're going to stand over the ball, over the putt there for me. Okay? I'm going to, which one was it? This silver one?
It was silver.
Okay. So you're going to stand over the putt as though you're ready to putt. So you're going to stand the other way for me. That's it. Okay, so get yourself ready to putt. Perfect. But what you're going to do is you're just going to watch the ball. So hold the putter. That's it. But you're going to watch the ball and watch that speed. Okay? Do it one more time. I'm going to watch the ball, watch that speed, and I want you to replicate that speed for me.
Oh, short. That would have been like if we put it on like that silver.
Very good. Okay, so we have another go. Oh, you set the ball up again. Okay, ready? So I'm going to go, you're going to get yourself in position. So hold the putter, so you're going to go ready. So as soon as this ball stops moving, you're going to go, okay? I think my finger got in the way there. And again.
Are you going?
I'm going to go twice.
Oh, that was way too late.
Way too late. Go on, have another go. So you're going to watch the ball, watch the speed, watch the ball, watch the speed, and then see if you can recreate that speed for me. Excellent. Was that good speed?
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Right, now here's the interesting thing. It doesn't matter whether my ball's here, or whether it's here, or whether it's here. The hole doesn't care where you start from. It only cares about the speed around the hole. So one of the things we would practice going forward is getting good at seeing a good speed around the hole, and we've got to learn to see if we can replicate it from those distances. So we're going to have a go at that. So you're going to stand over it and you're going to watch this ball down. As soon as this one finishes, you're going to go, okay?
Okay. Too fast.
A bit too fast. Okay, we're going to have a go at this one. So again, but you're going to watch this. So get yourself ready. I'm going to do it twice. Very good. I'm going to have a go at that one. So again, the speed here doesn't change. You're going to try and recreate that speed around the hole. Amazing. Pleased with that? Cool. So that is, we'd spend a bit of time on that and practicing that, but did you see a difference? Did you feel a difference in that one?
Yeah.
What felt different?
I was like focusing more on the speed than how hard I was swinging it.
Yeah, focused on the speed of the ball rather than how hard you were hitting it. And again, that's something that you develop. The more we practice that and more we do that in different directions, the better you'll get at that. Really well done. Did you notice a difference in the technique by any chance?
I was going more like that, instead of going like that and like moving my wrists,
Yeah.
I was going more like.
Yeah, really, really interesting. Why do you think that was? And you don't need to. It doesn't need to be an answer to that one. It's just. Is there anything?
I just think it was like I finally like processed what you said about not moving my wrists. Like at first, like I understood it, but like I forgot to like actually like really process it and do it in my movements. But then I just remembered it, and I was like, I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah, interesting. Now, what I find interesting, if we can time out on the lesson as such and go into a coaching question, is you talk about processing that. I didn't tell you to change your wrists, did I? If you think, and I think if you look back, I didn't tell you. I told you to move the putter differently, but you processed that. as moving your wrists, which again, that's an interesting thing for me. How does that fit in what we're trying to achieve? And second of all, again, it's interesting how doing that exercise, if that's true, that and obviously that's what you've described is, I finally processed it. Was there something about that exercise that helped encourage that?
Yeah.
Instead of being on the golf course? The answer is I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how many times people change their technique by watching the ball roll at that speed. That's been one of the biggest game changers for me in coaching putting.
Then there's colors attached to it too, so it's almost like it's a visual representation.
Yeah, and I think one of the other interesting things for the feedback from Audrey was you said when you putted it, it was more like that one than that one again, which I think is just fabulous feedback, because there's nothing to say that I couldn't pop that down there and you putt from here to here, or but again, it's just different folk. Where I go with that, I don't know, because different people connect with different things. But it was just a fascinating little thing there where very quickly you changed your understanding of where your attention was, which was on the speed of the ball, but that changed the way that you moved the putter and controlled the putter. And yes, it connected to something I said earlier, but it's just interesting how that made the change. Right, I'm going to ask you to do one more challenge for me, right?
Okay.
So this is a stay until challenge, so you can't go home until you've done this.
Okay.
Right?
Come on,
So
kid. Pressure now.
you've got, I'm going to give you 10 shots to get all of these balls into the hole.
Okay.
Okay?
So I got 2 shots per ball.
So you've got 2 shots for each ball. There's 1.
Oh no.
Think about that speed of ball. 2. So take your time.
Oh my goodness.
It's
It
okay.
keeps rolling on the edge.
But also rolling a long way from the hole, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be really difficult to do now, so we're going to reset.
Okay.
But this time, let's pop this in. So it doesn't matter where you're starting from. So I'm going to roll 2 balls down. Happy with that speed?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to roll 2 balls down, and then you're going to putt. So I'm going to do 2 balls each time,
Okay.
and then you're going to putt. So you watch that ball, watch that ball, watch that speed, and now you putt. Straight in, watch that speed. Excellent. So 2. We're going to go. Oh. Watch that speed, and you go.
Too fast.
That's okay. Think about that speed. Imagine me rolling it down. So when you're watching the ball, what are you looking at? You're looking at this space here, aren't you? You're watching the ball roll into the hole, and then you're going to copy it. That was a better speed. Good, right, next one. So the speed doesn't change around the hole. It's the same speed around the hole all the time. Yes, good speed. Well done. Okay, next one. Watch that speed. The speed doesn't change around the hole. It's the same all the time. Good
Short.
speed. Think about that speed going in. Well done. Watch the ball speed.
Little short.
Hold on, we're going to do it again. See if we can get this one in 1. But no, but watch the ball speed. Oh, good try.